Hey guys, what's up? It's Blue. I am so excited today to announce that after months of me promising you guys this on my Instagram lives, I am officially launching my virtual emotional intelligence workshops. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Blue Tulusima. I'm an emotional intelligence coach and a writer, and I guess technically an on air personality. That part I'm still getting used to. But I have been working in emotional intelligence since the year 2003. I know that's a long time ago. Black doesn't crack. But no, for the past 18 years, I have been an emotional intelligence coach. I first got my career started at the Harvard School of Public Health, where I helped to create an educational curriculum that taught emotional intelligence to children. And I soon learned that children and adults are not all that dissimilar. And I started teaching my workshops to adults. I've taught them at nonprofits. And now, thanks to COVID, I'm going to be doing them digitally. For those of you who are not familiar with the kind of work that I do, I am used to creating curriculums where you have tangible results. This is not going to be one of those things where you get on a Zoom call and you say really cool things to each other and, you can do it and say all these great mantras and then you leave and have no idea how to apply it to your real life. This is an actual curriculum. Every single Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be meeting with you guys live on Zoom. It's going to be a whole group of us, and we're literally going to be going through coursework. When you guys talk about doing the work, I am literally going to be doing the work with you. I love the fact that because the world is so digital now, I'm able to meet with clients from all over the world. Usually I do my work face to face, but because of COVID, I've had clients from Trinidad and Tobago. Shout out to you guys. I've had clients from Amsterdam. I even talked to somebody from South Africa. So it's actually been kind of humbling how what could be a bad thing has actually shown me how widespread this messaging is and how many people it can help. So for those of you who have done work with me privately, I usually charge $20 an hour. It's not cheap work, guys. However, because we're doing this in a group setting, this gets to be a love offering for the community. So you guys are only paying $25 a session, which means the entire 6-week course is $150. That is literally less than an hour of my usual time. Yeah. So there's no excuses, guys. If you've been wanting to work on your emotional intelligence, if you read one self-help book too many and walked away with lots of great adages, but no idea about how to actually apply these principles to your real life, or if you're just lonely and want some fellowship while you do the work that you were probably going to be doing anyways, please join us. We are kicking off the first module. There's 3 modules, by the way, but module 1 starts on March 21st at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And for those first 6 weeks, we are going to be talking all about internal dialogue. I'm going to be auditing your internal dialogue. We're going to be identifying ego blind spots. And then we're going to literally rewire the way that you think about how you get to show up in the world. Words are really important. I think a lot of times when people hear about emotional intelligence, what they think is they're going to be a badass who is hard to argue with because they're going to be able to, duck and dive and get away from gaslighting and manipulative tactics and all these other things. Yes, that is great. When you are emotionally intelligent, you are, excuse my language, a bad bitch. But before we can get to you being a bad bitch, we first have to start with you dragging yourself. So I'm warning you guys, if you take this class, we are going to start by dismantling the way that you currently think about the world around you, the way that you process your past traumas, the way that you even identify trauma. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of things that are abusive or toxic that seem normal, right? So step 1 is dismantling all the BS that you've been taught by society. Step 2 is going to take place in the summer. That's going to be an 8-week class, and that's going to be about re-identifying healthy boundaries and renegotiating your interpersonal relationships. And then the third and final course will be in the fall. That's going to be 6 weeks, and that's about us literally getting into the vision space and figuring out who do you get to be now. Now that you've dragged yourself and identified your blind spots, renegotiated your relationships, what does this new version of you get to look like? So as you can tell, just from my quick rundown, this is intense work. This is shadow work. This is actually something that goes very well with therapy. So if you are in therapy, this is a great addendum. If you are not in therapy, I have to be responsible. This is not a replacement therapy. It's an enhancement to it. So if you can seek the help of a professional, please still do so. But this is a great way to either get you into the mindset of what it's like to get help or enhance your experience if you're already currently getting help. Now that I have gotten through the technical business, I want to talk about the energy that these sessions are going to be like. I know a lot of you tend to think that I am a little bit younger than I really am. In fact, I was talking to my coworker a couple days ago. Shout out to Shauna from the Griot. And Shauna called me Baby Yoda because she was under the impression that I was just a really wise 30-year-old. That's cute, but I'm not. I have not been 30 for quite some time. I'm much older than that. We'll discuss that later. But I think it was an interesting point to bring up because you would think that as an emotional intelligence coach that I would read old, right? You would think that I would be this stoic old sage and that I would come off very, very serious. I want you guys to stop thinking that about being healthy. Healthy does not mean boring. Healthy does not mean that you take yourself too seriously. In fact, you might be surprised by how much fun we have in the process. A lot of times people try to make the work seem a lot more serious than it needs to be because they want to have this delusion of grandeur. But the truth is, I know a lot of really emotionally immature people who are boring as hell. And I know a lot of really spicy, fun, loud people who are surprisingly steeped in emotional intelligence. So please get away from these false equivalents that society has taught you about fun and immaturity being linked. They are not. We all have an immature, boring friend. Let's talk about that. So I want you guys to come in this with an open heart, an open mind, and a notepad and a pen because you're going to be taking a lot of notes. I will be giving homework. This is a curriculum. I did start at Harvard. I started off with curriculums, guys. So I need you to know this is an actual class. And yeah, bring your favorite bottle of wine, maybe some libations, and get ready to spend your Sundays having a great time renegotiating what the world gets to look like. I will say this though, the last warning that I want to give for those of you who are thinking about taking this course, and you might be saying, Blue, why are you giving so many warnings? It's because I want you guys to walk in with healthy expectations. If you take my 3-part course, part 1, again, starts in March 21st in the spring, part 2 is in the summer, and part 3 is in the fall. By the time it is over, I promise you, everybody in your life will notice. When you are armed with this language, I'm not going to save you. All I'm doing is giving you the tools to save yourself. You will hit differently. You will speak differently. You will move through the world differently. And that has to come with an asterisk next to it because, and I always say this, so my day ones know this adage of mine, healthy looks like difficult in a world full of toxic. The healthier you become, the more annoying you will be to everybody around you. So if you have a tribe of very critical friends and family, you might want to prepare them and say, hey, I'm going through an emotional intelligence course. You might find me using different words that I haven't used before. You might find me pushing for healthier boundaries. I might not want to do things or let you do things to me that I used to let you get away with. Please don't take it personal. I'm just doing this for my own self-care. Have those conversations with your friends and family up front because I promise you, this never fails. I tell all my clients this. If you change, every relationship that you're in also has to change. Okay? So if this video didn't scare you and you are still about that life and you still want to join us, please go to ownthyShift.eventbrite.com. That is OWNTHYSHIFT.eventbrite.com and sign up. I'm excited. For those of you who already signed up, I'm already kind of giddy about the list of people who are going to be in it. It's going to be a really fun group. But yeah, if you want to have a good time and, have a better life, join us. All right, bye guys.